So I was able to see Jurassic World Rebirth, the 7th installment in this franchise, and with this film is set 5 years after Jurassic World Dominion. An expedition braves isolated equatorial regions to extract DNA from the massive prehistoric creatures for a groundbreaking medical breakthrough. So if you guys have seen Jurassic World Rebirth, please let me know. How do you feel about this movie? And either way, like and subscribe. So before I was going into this movie, is it just me, or I didn't feel a lot of hype going into this film? I know on websites like Fandango, it was the #1 most anticipated film of the year, but I just didn't hear a lot of people talking about this movie. There must have been a lot of marketing, because I know there's certainly been a lot of toys, but the overall buzz, it seems like this was the only Jurassic World movie in a long time that just kind of quietly came. I know a lot of people saw it during its opening weekend, but beforehand, the hype just kind of felt quiet, and I'm just like, why aren't more people excited for this? Probably because the other movies weren't great, and with me, I think Universal should have taken a longer break with this franchise. I don't think it was a good idea to wait just 3 years to bring this franchise back. They should have waited at least 8 to 10 years to at least think of what they wanted to do next. And a few days ago, I was able to see the movie, and it's not bad. Now, I do think most people are going to come out moderately enjoying Jurassic World Rebirth, either thinking it's not one of the best films of the franchise, but they're still going to have a good time, which is probably why it's doing well at the box office, because it's delivering on what people love about the franchise. So let me get into the things that I liked first. First thing off is Gareth Edwards is a fantastic choice for this movie. He knows how to capture scale and scope unlike any other director. Like, there's a scene in the movie where characters are looking at dinosaurs and there's mountains in the background and you're just blown away of like, how does this feel so big? That's why I think that he was the perfect choice to do this movie. And at times it can make the scenes feel more impactful or even scary, which this movie actually is pretty scary. This is the first time Jurassic World has really felt scary in a very long time. Considering that the other movies were more action films, this kind of goes back to the horror aspects of the franchise. And with Gareth Edwards directing and seeing how massive these dinosaurs truly are, and how he captures that, it makes the scenes feel way more terrifying than any of the other films in a long time. Like, the last movie had Chris Pratt on a motorcycle being chased by a dinosaur, and in this movie, they don't have any of that. They go back to the roots of what made this franchise so special to so many people. It's not an action film anymore, it's very much a horror, terrifying film, until you get to the negatives, because now getting into the negatives, I said this film wasn't bad, but I don't love it. Yes, the film is scary, but it doesn't really embrace any of those scary aspects, most namely with the D-Rex, which the scenes you've seen of him in the trailers, well, he's pretty much the same in the movie. He only kills like 2 or 3 people in the whole movie, and even when the characters are in peril, while you feel scared of this T-Rex, you don't really feel suspense for the characters because you know that they're obviously gonna make it out of there. And I could clearly tell which characters were gonna live and die in the movie just by how the casting worked. And even some of the scenes with like the T-Rex in the trailers or any of the other dinosaurs, sometimes they go very violent where people get eaten or they do creative things, and then other times it feels like characters are just invincible or have plot armor where dinosaurs are about to kill them and then something gets in the way or they end up getting saved. It's nice seeing those characters not die, but for an audience member, it kind of loses the suspense, and I wish the movie embraced more of those scary aspects, because the dinosaur action, there's not a lot in this movie. For a good chunk of the movie, it's just characters talking, walking through a forest, and trying to find dinosaurs so that they can find these 3 samples to cure heart disease, which even the movie does not really explain that at all. It was not really well told, and it makes no sense in the terms of the movie. And for a PG-13 movie, yeah, you do get a lot. You do get some dino action, but it's disappointing. When you finally see the D-Rex in the 3rd act, it feels anticlimactic, and it rather ends too quickly. And that's my other issue with this movie, is that when this film ended, I kind of just felt nothing. I just went like, oh yeah, I did see a Jurassic World, I saw a new Jurassic World movie, cool. But I didn't really go, oh, this was a great new Jurassic World movie. I was just kind of like, yeah, I saw that. the film did really nothing for the future of the franchise, which is why I think this film is very unnecessary. I thought the concept of mutated dinosaurs would make the movie feel a bit more necessary, but the movie never really explores that, and the fact that there's not a ton of dino action, you do see cool dinos in the movie, but they're not utilized a whole lot, which kind of makes that whole mutated dinosaur a wasted opportunity, and it's really unfortunate to see, because the D-Rex or the Spinosaurus all have really cool designs, they're just not utilized well, and I wish the movie just embraced those scary aspects of those dinosaurs a lot more. And I also think the characters are not great in this movie. There's this one character in the movie that's like a boyfriend, and he's the humorous guy, and most of his jokes do not land. He really got on my nerves at times. Yes, he's funny, and he does save some people, but he is just a really annoying character. Scarlett Johansson is good in the movie, but she doesn't really have a whole lot to her as a character. They do try to have emotional aspects to her and Mahershala Ali, but they kind of just fall flat and kind of feel forced so that the audience can just feel something for those characters, when really, we're just here for dinosaurs, even though they're trying to add some stuff with the characters, and it's not really working. The actors do a great job, like Jonathan Bailey is the best part about this movie. He's not only funny, but him and Scarlett Johansson's chemistry is fantastic, but it's just that the characters are not as interesting enough for you to really get emotionally invested with them. I'll say overall, Jurassic World Rebirth is an enjoyable and good time at the movies. If you want to see another Jurassic World movie and just see a bunch of people get eaten by dinosaurs or just a bunch of carnage, well, you're not going to get a ton of that, but the movie still delivers on that for the majority of it until the third act, when things get kind of disappointing. It's not a bad movie, it's just kind of a nothing burger of a film, and it's a film that I honestly just kind of felt nothing by the end of the movie. It ended, and I was just like, okay, I saw that, and then I quickly moved on. It really does nothing to move this franchise forward, and it does nothing for this franchise. So on my personal scale of Jurassic World Rebirth, I'm going to put it in the it's fine category. And for my full ranking, it's going to get a 6 out of 10. I'll say, you should check this movie out if you really want to see another Jurassic World movie, but if you're not interested in that kind of stuff, or if you're just kind of over with this franchise, this movie is not going to change your mind at all, and rather will just kind of be like, why does this even exist in the first place? So yeah, those are my thoughts on Jurassic World Rebirth. What do you guys think about the movie? Please let me know down below.